Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com for life coaching and mentoring. Let's do a little Wednesday Bible study. We'll piss off all the atheists. I get trolled by atheists relentlessly. Every day, some pissed off atheist makes some ridiculous comment that I oftentimes don't understand. Now, I'm not a big-time Christian. I don't get off on this channel trying to convince anybody of anything. However, I do like the Bible, and I want to talk about manhood and help people understand the natural development of man and use the Bible as kind of an example. We can just philosophize on this. Get your philosophical hats on. So, in the eyes of God, there were only two men who ever lived on earth. You understand that God can see through time, the future and the past. And in his eyes, there were only two men who ever lived on the planet Earth. Only two. You may say, well, there's lots of people out there. Only two. There's the first Adam and the last Adam, or what some people call the second Adam. Now, it makes no sense if you think about it literally. That's why we have to get down with philosophy, and what this is about manhood. Each of us are the first and last Adam. Some people are still the first Adam. They need to make the transformation to the last Adam. But the first Adam was Adam from the story of Adam and Eve, the beginning of the Bible, Genesis. And he was rather impulsive, unexperienced. He may have been naive. He may not have been very confident. He didn't really have leadership qualities. He'd never been through any kind of hardship or struggle ever before. He was born in a utopia, lived in a utopia in the Garden of Eden. Everything's taken care of. And one day his girlfriend, his knucklehead girlfriend, who refused to follow orders, eats the apple. And you know the rest of the story. Kicked out of the Garden of Eden. And this is how Christians like to explain all the problems of the world. Why is the world so messed up? Why do little kids get cancer? Why is there so much suffering? They talk about it through this fall of Adam. Now, some people look at all that as a curse, and their fantasy is to return to the Garden of Eden and to live in a utopia. And that's not my fantasy. I have no need for the Garden of Eden. The Garden of Eden is in my head. I don't need it outside. I'm perfectly happy with the suffering. I know that sounds strange to some of you. Giving Adam the chance to suffer was the greatest gift that God could have ever given man. This is what made man strong. This is how man became strong enough to fight evil. God needed an army to fight evil. But Adam was no warrior. Adam was a pussy. So we had to make Adam hard. Did that through temptation. Do that through all kinds of areas of what you guys call sin. And this is relatable because this is what each man goes through on an individual basis. Everybody experiences this kind of fall. We're born rather innocent, and we fuck up our lives somehow. We each do. We spend the first half of our lives completely ruining it, making all the wrong decisions, reaping the repercussions, getting bruises and scars, both physically and mentally, going through torture. And it's all pretty much feels like a curse. How many times have I sat there and said, why, Lord, why? Why do I deserve this? But that's what makes you hard. It's surviving that. And every person needs to go through this fall in order to find out who they are, to find out their destiny. You'll never find out your destiny or your true self, your true strength, your true path until you go through a certain amount of struggle. You won't get the gift that your bloodline deserves. This gift of greatness that you deserve, of kingship. You won't be given that crown until you have gone through this test. The first Adam is really a test. So we have the second Adam. Who's the second Adam? Who the hell is the second Adam? The second Adam was Jesus. And Jesus broke the curse through his ascension to heaven. He redeemed man. It's all according to the story. We could take a scene out of The Lord of the Rings and analyze it very similarly. This is just a book to me, but I find it fascinating. So each man, like Jesus, goes through a process of atonement, redemption, to break the curse of the past. Break beyond our ignorance, our impulsiveness, our desires, our ego. And some people say you don't really become a man until you're about 40. That's hard if you're 36 because you feel like a man. You got 4 more years. Then you'll be a man. It's not like it's timed at a date, but you evolve into it. You have to go through a process of redemption. You have to start living up to a higher ideal, this ideal that Jesus set forth. You see, Jesus was the last uncorruptible man. That's the role that we evolve into. When you've gone through your suffering and you've learned to forgive, you have a chance at virtue. A type of virtue that can't be broken, a type of virtue that God trusts. Then he's ready to give you your crown. You're ready to move into your role as leader, your role of greatness. Each one of you has potential for greatness, but you have to go through this natural process of first Adam to last Adam. This is why under the eyes of God, there are only 2 men who've ever lived, the first Adam and the last Adam. It's all food for thought. I thought this kind of stuff was interesting.